Hello and welcome to Stuff Talk. And today I will be pointing out why I think that Jane and Michael will end up being together. If you haven't noticed, the whole series has been based on romantic cliches, from referencing the telenovelas to Jane's character being all about being a romantic book writer, to even her dad Rogelio being a telenovela actor. Although I love Rafael and I like the actor a lot, I really feel like this is kind of hitting that emotional romantic porn that we as viewers really crave to see, from the whole scheme of things of the love triangle with Rafael, Michael, and Jane, to even Petra being in the mix of that love triangle at one point with Rafael, and even the whole big incident where she got officially inseminated, to the whole thing with Rafael's sister, being involved with a crime lord or whatever, at this point. I'm drawing a blank right now. I'll probably put it here, make fun of myself. But anyway, so there's all these big, cliches and there's this trauma. How are they going to win each other over type of thing throughout this whole series of the show. That being said, a couple episodes back, there was a moment where Jane really thought about it and she reflected on it, and Rafael was with her throughout all these harsh things, and he was always that best friend figure, right? And so when we look at movies like 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink, all these cliche romantic love films, you will notice that the best friend just stays the best friend no matter what. Even in manga, yes, I'm bringing up manga, guys. So if you haven't referenced manga, I will put a link here below. But basically, manga is, there's different types of mangas, of course, but there's actually a genre within manga, and it's kind of dedicated towards, the female demographic or anyone that likes romantic genres. And there's always when there's a life triangle, there is that best friend or that boy next door, and we see this a lot even with genders reversed in movies, like I said before. That being said, I think that Rafael is that best friend trope, that no matter what, that they will be best friends and they'll still have each other's back, but he's just not the one. He actually had a good journey from the beginning being this rich kid to, going to jail, to finding humbleness and struggling with that, because Jane and Rafael are the yin and the yang of each other, right? Where I feel like Michael and Jane had a lot of chemistry, from the get-go. It was this really cutesy, almost love at first sight type of feel with Jane and Michael. And they started the show together, being together, and through her being pregnant, all these things, and dealing with the love triangle between Rafael, Michael, and Jane still ended up being together. I almost feel like now that he has amnesia, this will all wrap it up together as a nicely tight package of the series being about Jane and Michael. And when I really think about it, Jane has always gone back to Michael. She even wrote a love story based on Michael, and that was her inspiration. Yes, over time she started to realize that Rafael gave her some inspiration, but it wasn't her big muse as Michael was. And so that being said, I just feel now that he's back, the episode kind of covered how she's not sure she wants to be with him. That's not Michael, that's Jason. And then he remembers, he has this memory. His memory came back when he hit the ceiling with that fishing pole. And so I almost feel that's kind of why throughout these small little gestures, I feel like Michael and Jane will end up together. Don't get me wrong, I really want Rafael and Jane to be together, but I just feel like Rafael is the best friend trope. But yeah, those are my thoughts and why I think that Jane and Michael will end up being together. Let me know if you agree with me or don't agree with me. And as always, please subscribe and like if you like my content. See you next time.